This is Roblox Farming and Friends, a game all about turning your farm from nothing to greatness. Now let's get into episode 5 of Noob to Pro in Roblox Farming and Friends. Right guys, it's Fishbowl here. After I recorded the entirety of episode 5, I have gone into my files and I have realised I deleted episode 4. So if you're wondering why you're watching episode 5 and not episode 4 right now, that is because episode 4 does now no longer exist. I don't think I did much in that episode anyway. You can look at episode 3 and then episode 5 and kind of just fill in the gaps of your mind. It was a very empty filler episode kind of thing, but I did in fact delete it when I ran out of storage halfway through episode 5, which was completely my fault. It's completely my mistake. I'm sorry that I did that, but it's too late now. People make mistakes, and yeah, I just hope you enjoy episode 5. So let's get back to the video. Okay guys, so I'm currently in the process of doing my between episode grind. As you can see, I'm on 9k with some, I forgot what we're even growing, with some sugarcane growing, that's what I think it is. But something that's been really intriguing me, is the sprinkler thing. So if I come to the vehicle shop here, close the chat, go to, maybe it's in MISC, the sprinkler here. Now, I really want to know what it is, so I think we're going to purchase it now, as I can't wait till the next episode drops. So if we come here and the sprinkler is nowhere to be seen, I'm guessing it's at the shop, but if I just spawn it here, here it is. Now, I have no clue what this does. It is level 1 equipment, so we should be able to use it. Now, it's meant to be a fertilizer sprayer, but they called it a sprinkler, I guess, to make it easier for people to understand. But if I just, okay, so we're like watering the field, I guess. And now let me do the last little bit. I'm not too sure what it does. Oh, so it's grown it a little bit for us. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Can we do it again? Okay, so we can go over it multiple times with the sprinkler, I'm guessing. Now, does it just keep growing it? I mean, it didn't grow it a lot, but it grew it a bit. Like 92 to 95% grown. So it does it a lot quicker than the natural growing process, which is really good. I'm guessing maybe the higher tier one, as well as, I think it does 3 tiles, and as well as that, maybe it increases it faster. I'm not completely sure on how it works, but does that mean it's fully grown now? 99%, there we go. It's fully grown. So I guess this thing just speeds up the growing process, which is pretty cool. It means that my between episode grind won't be as big, which actually helps a lot, to be honest, because normally I'm sat here for like an hour or two grinding to prepare for the next episode. So now it will be only about half an hour, which I think is absolutely great. But let's get into episode 5. Okay, so in this episode we are finally buying a new seed, although I think we might have bought a new seed in every other episode so far, so we're progressing quite fast. And we have chickens too, which is great. But I currently have $26,000, almost $27,000 actually, and the tomato seeds here do cost 26,000, so we can go ahead and buy a box of these. Now, hopefully they're good for the money, because that is a lot of money. That's the most money we've ever had on this save actually, which is crazy, to be honest. But yeah, I did a little bit of off-camera grinding just so we could afford this, and my farm is this way. Okay, yeah, I did a little bit of off-camera grinding like I said I would, so I hope you guys aren't too angry about that. I just didn't want to bore you with a million episodes of trying to grind up to each different thing. So that's something I do with this series. I like to do a little bit of off-camera work just to speed things up for you, because I don't want to be episode 100 and only have level 3 equipment, which hopefully we're going to be buying soon, guys, because level 3 equipment will help us a lot. But first off, I think we need a bigger field. Although, I'm not too sure if we should go level 3 equipment and then a bigger field. Just because I know level 3 equipment is very useful when you have a bigger field. As level 3 lets you do 2 tiles at once instead of the single tile, which you're about to see here. As you see, there we go. We can only plant a single tile. Now, tomatoes are looking kind of cool. I just hope that I don't need a, like, special harvester for them, because if I do, then we've kind of just wasted all of our money and we have no money left over. So hopefully these are well worth the money, or else we are in big trouble, as our chickens over there, while they do make us some money, yes, they're not going to make us millionaires, I can tell you that much. And I think they might need feeding, I'm not too sure. But yeah, our chickens aren't the best source of income. I'm kind of thinking of maybe switching them out for cows, although that will be very, very pricey. And looking at our bank account right now, we don't have the money for it. But do they need food? V to fill. There we go. Yeah, I was thinking of switching them out for cows, as cows are, I think, more profitable. I need to collect their eggs. Cows are more profitable in the long run, I think, and also they can be turned to chocolate milk in the future, which is one of the best things in the game. But we'll have to look into that in this episode later. Now, if I just start watering these crops, hopefully they'll grow a bit faster. I don't know if I'll speed it up fully with the water, but I will do a couple goes. Now, this is the sprinkler, which you would have seen me buy at the start of the video. I bought it in between episodes, but I should have included like a clip or something of me buying it because I didn't want to leave you guys outside of the loop. I was going to upload it as a short, but then the Refinery Caves update came out, as you guys know, which is why I had to post a couple videos on it. But as you see, it increases it quite a lot. Now, the closer it gets to being fully grown, I think it starts increasing the percentage less. I'm not too sure, but it speeds it up by a lot, especially with these higher end crops. As wheat and corn, the like beginner crops, they grow quite fast, but these further in crops they take a while, and this just helps to speed it up quite a lot. Now, I don't even know if this is spraying, but as you see, it's going up to 25% grown now. It only increased by, I think that was 9%, so not as great as the first time, but I think after you get to about 50%, there's not really a point watering it because it just starts taking longer to, there we go, another 9. The sprinkling will take longer than it takes to actually grow, or like in my opinion, it's just not worth it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think in this episode, the main goal is to just sell this stuff. I want to start saving money to buy level 3 equipment. The first thing we need is a level 3 tractor, as with a level 3 tractor, we can start buying the equipment. And then I think we're going to work our way through the equipment, starting with like a plow, and then, so yeah, level 3 tractor, then a level 3 plow, then cultivator, then seeder, and then finally the level 3 harvester, which will be the most expensive thing we'll own on the farm so far, because harvesters are the most expensive equipment you can buy, as it is obviously the biggest equipment really. But that is the goal between episode now and, I say episode 7, I hope to have the goal achieved by, which doesn't seem too difficult. Obviously, for that stuff, I'm not going to do much off camera work, as I want you guys to see the experience of me trying to, save up for it. If I do any off camera work, I'm going to make sure to at least record the sales so you guys can keep track of what I'm selling and stuff. It will just add a little bit to episode 6 or 7. Depends which episode we achieve the goal in. And also, I want to look into doing forestry. Now, I know we don't have heavy forestry unlocked. If I look here, heavy forestry, I am nowhere near getting. But I do think that just in general, it will be good to start working towards forestry, as if you can see the heavy forestry, all of the tasks, they are basically just forestry, like harvest 100 cocoa crops, produce chocolate milk, which is to do with the cocoa crops, plant 50 trees, use a log hauling. So to unlock heavy forestry, I will need to do some basic forestry. Now, I'm not too sure if it is any good for money, but I know that it's quite low cost to get into. So we might have to have a go at that. And also, even if we do that and we have to build the forestry field, which for forestry you need separate soil to normal farming, which is kind of strange in my opinion, but it is what it is. So even when we do buy the forestry field, we can always keep it for when we have heavy forestry unlocked and do some better forestry things, or if we get into chocolate milk in the future, which could be one of the ventures we decide to take, as I know it is quite good for money. But we are at 80% grown here, so it's going quite quick actually. The sprayer is a really good investment for anyone that was thinking of buying it in this game, although I did miss a little bit there. But yeah, so chocolate milk we, oh, okay then. I don't even know what I've done there. Chocolate milk could be something we look into in the future. I mean, it does seem like something good, but it would mean switching to cows instead of chickens. Or we could have both. Both would seem like a good idea to me, to be honest. But then again, getting both cows and chickens would mean I need to buy a whole nother pen and chickens and everything, while currently I just have one chicken pen, and if I was to get cows, I'd sell the chickens and the pen and everything. So I'd make some money back on the chickens, but I'm not too sure. I think that's something for a later episode, as our current goal is level 3 equipment, and I think once we have the level 3 equipment, we can then looking into more animals. as I do not want to be bringing 4 or 5 cows back in this little trailer that can only hold 1 cow, which is not great. I don't think 1 cow is going to pay the bills, especially not the large bill that cows are going to cost. Because let me do this one trip and we'll see how much a barn costs. Because I think a barn's like 9k just for the barn itself. If we go to animal care, the cheapest barn, okay, the cheapest barn's only 4k, but we do have to. It's a normal. Oh, I don't want to buy a double chicken coop, which I don't get how that's cheaper than a barn. That is very strange. But also, this barn does not look very nice, if I'm being honest. A traditional barn, however, it looks very nice, and it holds 14 animals, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. This barn also looks nice, which is genuinely massive. I did not think it's that long, and also this one, but these are both automatic barns, which automatic barns are good, but we do not. Oh, we don't currently have any trailers which use an automatic barn, as automatic barns are for liquid trailers, and we don't own one of them, and we definitely won't if we do get cows soon because liquid trailers are expensive, and I don't think I'd buy one until I have the semi anyway, because then it's really useful. But is it okay? It is almost fully grown. The last 1% it has to do by itself. I think I'm not really sure why. That's just kind of how the game works. So if I connect this to our trailer ready for when we go sell, it should tick over in a minute and the tomatoes should be ready. If I give it a second, there we go. Okay, the tomatoes are starting to be ready to harvest. The rest of them will change. There we go. Perfect. The tomatoes are ready to harvest. We can harvest them with the normal harvester, which is good. I was scared we wouldn't be able to because they're like, I'm not sure. Not like because they're on stalks and stuff. I thought we might need a specific harvester, like with cocoa. You need the cocoa harvester, but then again, the cocoa's on trees, which kind of makes sense to be honest. I'm not too sure. I'm confusing myself. But if we just finish this up here, this was a really quick harvest like cycle. I thought it would have taken longer to be honest. I think I've had harvest cycles with sugarcane longer than this. Then again, I think sugarcane might be the crop below this. I'm just genuinely don't know. Boss, I wonder what that guy's planting. I have no idea. Could be potatoes or carrots. But if we just come to the sell place here, I mean, hopefully the sell price is good at the moment. If it's not, then... Oh, I jumped out the vehicle. Okay. If the sell price isn't good, then we're in for a bit of a worry. But everything looks green at the moment. Something is rainbow too. Could that be tomatoes? Have we been blessed? Oh, it is. Oh my god, tomatoes is rainbow. Okay, sell quickly. Sell quick. 40,000 bucks. Oh my god, we just made a profit of 14k. That is amazing. Okay, so we just made a profit of 14k, which is absolutely amazing considering, well, we spent 26,000 and we have 40,000 in the bank now. So that is really good. Tomatoes are a lot better than I thought, to be honest. And considering soybeans are only 24k cheaper, I think the price was actually quite different. Like, I understand that it's rainbow, so the price will be a lot better. But even so, I think soybeans were like, yeah, soybeans were a lot lower, which I kind of find strange. But anyway, we now have a lot of money to work with. But I think I'm just going to keep saving the money. Maybe, how much is a box of trees? Let's see. 600 bucks for a box of trees. Okay. We might buy a box of tree seeds and just see how things go. But let's grab the box of tomato seeds like we need anyway. F to talk. Purchase. Thank you very much. So let's grab our usual box of tomato seeds because we need to plant more of those. So then we can make more money. And if we keep making that much profit, which I know it's rainbow, so next time we sell we won't make as much. But if we make like 7 to 10k of profit, that is amazing. And that will mean we can invest in cows or level 3 equipment a lot faster, as tomatoes are the best thing we can currently do without having level 5 equipment. I think it is because you need level 5 for carrots and potatoes. Oh no, there's cabbages. We could upgrade to cabbages in the future, but for carrots and potatoes we need level 5 equipment, which we are a long way off. But level 3 is in the near future, and with these tomato prices, who knows, we could be there within this episode, to be honest. We could be buying our first level 3 tractor. But if I just pull up over here and I think before I look into the forestry aspect, if I just plant the tomatoes on the side of the field that is ready, we can then, while that grows, spend some time looking into forestry and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to time lapse me planting these quickly, and I'll see you when we are done. Okay, so we finished planting the tomatoes. It was actually really quick. I don't know why I thought I needed to time lapse that. I probably could have just talked about random stuff and filled the gaps. But anyway, if we want to go build a new plot now, I'm realizing we don't have a lot of room here, and I don't remember how we buy. Oh, here we go. It is 3,000 coins for... I did not mean to buy that. I really thought there would have been some sort of confirmation. But I guess we now own this big plot of land over here. Great. I mean, we were going to need it in the future, but if we look at forest soil right here, forest soil is quite expensive. I want it to be in line with our current field. If I change move to 5, that will work. I want it to be in line with our current field, but I don't want it to be too far forward. If we extend this to be, we want 5 times 10. Okay. Move it over by 2. And then, is that in line? That is in line. But I'm not too sure where we want this. We could just throw it back here somewhere and like, yeah, here. 1,500 bucks for the forest soil. I will take it, and it needs plowing and cultivating and all of that. It's like normal soil, really. It's kind of strange how it works the same as normal farmland when it's not normal farmland, but yeah, I'm gonna prep it for seeding, and then hopefully we should just be able to seed the lumber things with the normal seeder and everything else. I think it just works like a normal crop other than harvesting. So yeah, I'll get back to you once we have planted them. Okay, so I've just finished planting the trees. Now, I'm not expecting too much from the trees, as the seeds only cost 600 bucks, I think it was, which for a crop you get about 1,000 back if the seeds cost 600 bucks roughly. And so the seeds for the lumber cost 600 bucks. Now, I'm hoping we get a little bit more than 600 bucks back, maybe like or like I'm hoping we get more than 1,000 bucks back. I mean, which we would get if it was this normal crop. I'm hoping we get about, I'm not sure, 1.5 thousand, just because I think harvesting them you have to do it by hand, which takes more time, and also I think we need to buy a trailer for them, which is going to dig into our money that was supposed to be for animals or level 3 equipment. But it is a sacrifice that we need to make because we want to unlock heavy forestry, which I think we may have done one task. There we go. We want to unlock heavy forestry, as that allows us to do the other expensive trees. There was 2 of them in there. I think one of them's birch, maybe, and the other one is something else. I don't remember really. But them 2 seem to always be on like golden money weeks. They seem to always really be really good for money and be like boosted. Okay, so I ran out of storage space on my computer, so that is fun. Anyway, I forgot really what I was saying. I think we were saying about how I hope the trees pay out at least a little bit of money because that will make them more worth it. As yeah, we need to buy a new trailer. We need to buy a trailer to hold the logs, which is taking away from our profit, which we wanted to buy level 3 equipment from. Which hopefully we can still get level 3 equipment in today's episode or the next episode. I say today's episode, but I have no idea when this video is going to be out, as I still need to post episode 4. But these seem to be growing quite quickly, actually. So we need to look into this trailer. If I go to the shop, vehicles, I can then change to, where would it be? Trailers? Here we go. Box trailers. Hold on a minute. 28,000 bucks for a small log trailer. We may have an issue. I cannot I cannot afford a small log trailer. And that is a really sad thing to say because you'd think they wouldn't be that expensive, but they cost 28,000 bucks. Now I'm not really sure what to do. I mean, I'm hoping we can just throw them in the back of this thing and they will stay there. I'm guessing they're not going to lock into place because obviously they're not supposed to be in here, but there's a chance they will just like, oh, that grew quickly. There's a chance they will just like nicely sit in here, but I'm not too sure to be honest. I mean, we can hope, we can pray, and I mean, yeah, I guess we'll just wait till the trees grow as they'll probably be done before the crops, and I'll see you guys when they're finished growing. Okay, so the trees are all fully grown, and now I think if I just press V here, we can cut them down. So each one drops 2 logs, I'm guessing. Now this is a very long and tedious process. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I guess there is tree harvesters we can buy further on in the game, but we need heavy forestry for that. So that is a long way off, as heavy forestry is going to take us probably about 50 of these harvests. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that. But then again, I'm really hoping that we can sell these logs by putting them in this trailer. Obviously, they won't click in like I've said, but we have to hope and pray that it works, as otherwise we have a bunch of wood here laying around for nothing. And also, I'm hoping this wood actually sells for decent money, as I mean, it didn't cost a lot and it didn't take time to grow, but harvesting this is taking a while. I could have been probably done with that tomato field over there if I was doing that instead of this, which that is still growing, so we're not wasting any time doing this. We're just like using up free time, but still, it's time consuming work for what it is. So hopefully we do earn some money from this. Like I said, I'm hoping for at least 1,500, but it'd be really nice if it was more like 5,000, as it would basically pay for itself. We would have made profit out of after the cost of the field and everything else, but I'm not too sure that's going to be the fact with this. But at least we have the field, which is good. We have the forestry field for any future forestry we try out, and also it's just a good base as we're just trying out forestry, trying out new things, see what makes us the most money, and seeing what could be our game plan for the future. Now, I mean, I have done already over half the field, which is great. It's kind of it's faster than I thought it would be. People act like forestry is this big, long, tedious task that takes hours, but as long as you're doing it right, it doesn't seem like it takes that long. So that is quite great. Now we have 2 more rows of, I think, 6 left, if I can count right. I'm not really sure. I didn't do too good in my maths exam, so I probably should have studied instead of making these videos for you, but I'll worry about that when it comes time to the next exam, really. Although I will start studying more, so my videos may come out less frequently than they have been, mainly because I need to focus on my studies as my test results have not been the best. But I will still try to post at least one Refinery Caves and one Farming and Friends video per week for you guys. Farming and Friends is probably more likely to come out than Refinery Caves, just because these videos are really easy for me to make. I literally just sit down and play the game that I enjoy to play, which half the time I play this game anyway, so making a video out of it isn't that much more effort than just playing it normally. Now, if I was to drive, would these things just... Okay, so we have an issue. Um, they 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 do seem to be sliding out, which is a very big issue. Or, I mean, they're not sliding out; they are still there, but like they are glitching out a little bit. Now, I will just fill this up anyway and hope for the best, because the worst thing that can happen is, well, first off, they're flying everywhere. Second off, the worst thing that can happen is we're driving them to the sell place and they all just fall out of the car. And at that point, then we're only down 600 bucks technically for the wood itself, but I mean, this thing's already full, and those two have fallen out. So I'm gonna ask in chat: does anyone have any work I can do for 25k? Now, I'm not too sure if anyone will reply to this, but if they do, it will be very nice because it's very reasonable for people in your server to offer you work for around 25,000 for like 10 to 20 minutes of work, which I know it seems like a lot of time, but while you're doing nothing, while your crops are growing and stuff, it is very reasonable to just work for someone else. So we will see if this works, and if not, I will have to grind off camera for the trailer, and we'll be doing this in the next episode. So give me about 5 minutes to see if anyone replies. Okay, so unfortunately, I could not find a job to do for anyone, which is very upsetting because I really wanted to sell these logs. But instead, I am going to just grind and see if I can find a way to afford the log trailer. Now, I'm not too sure if I will, so these logs may just go to waste, or I will find someone to sell them to on Discord or something because I really need to get rid of them. I don't want them to just sit on my plot forever. So, yeah, I may just do a quick job for someone. That could be a really good way to get rid of them and to earn money quickly. But I don't want to do that for the whole series. That will be cheating. My tomatoes are almost grown. Oh, they actually just turned fully grown. So I'm going to harvest them off camera, sell them, and we should be buying level 3 equipment in the next episode, which is really excited. But this is where I'm going to call it for this episode, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. I'm trying to achieve 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can make my dream happen, then I will really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.